back to our video series on how to start a business in South Africa. So in our previous session, we covered how to build a sales strategy plan for your business. If you missed any of our previous sessions, simply click on the link in the description below to watch it now. Once again, joining me in studio, I have our entrepreneur Zandi, as well as our registered IMCSA Business Coach, Brend. We will be discussing practical steps on how do you build a company brand. Welcome Brend, welcome Zandi.
Thank you, Kelly.
Let's jump right in. So branding, a big boy, Brend.
Yes.
Branding is the first impression and creates the idea of what your customers think of your business. Brend, tell us what are the steps to set up your brand?
Very interesting topic this. I think a lot of people overdo branding. They make it very complex, very emotional. It is the most emotional thing for an entrepreneur in their business because they thought about all the angles and why it emotionally resonates with them. Ultimately, the customer doesn't care. He doesn't care what's the emotional message behind the brand. He wants to know what do you do and how do you do it. So ultimately, if you think about your branding, the first thing you want to do is you want to get a proper brand identity, which means you have a logo, a name and a tagline. Either the name or the tagline must say exactly what you do within the first 5 seconds. Very important. Then secondly, you need to go check, is the name available on CIPC? Is the domain available? And here's a big tip that a lot of people miss. Never register a .com domain if you're going to do business in South Africa only. People want to see .co.za. If I see .com, I'm like American company. I want nothing to do with them. Right, and then lastly, you got to get your social media online presence up and running.
Awesome. Thanks for those tips and tricks, Brend. Really awesome. Zandi, I believe you have a question for Brend as well.
Okay, so once I have a brand set up and ready to launch, how do I test my brand name and make sure it's good?
Very good question. Keep it simple. Again, just use the 5-second rule of, does my brand name or tagline say exactly what I do within the first 5 seconds? And then go ask some strangers and ask your friends and family. Just give them the name of the business and look at their faces. What's their face telling you? And then you say, okay, cool. What's the impression or perception you have of what I just told you? And they need to be able within 5 seconds to tell you, it tells me XYZ. And then you'll be able to know exactly what perception your brand is getting out there. If you don't have good friends or family that backs you, go ask a couple of strangers. And I'll promise you they're going to give you an honest result.
Awesome. Seems simple enough, right, Zandi?
On the spot. On the spot.
Okay, so I have my branding in place and it's working with what my business focuses on and specializes in. So now, how do I create that online presence for my brand, Brend?
Very important. Number 1, register a domain.co.za. Then create an email address with your registered domain. Nobody's going to take you seriously if you email from a Gmail account. Don't do it, please. Don't do it. Okay, thirdly, you want to get your social media pages up and running. Not necessarily to generate leads. Social media is all about credibility. Showing people what do you do out there in the market that is different than your competitors. You want to definitely have a Facebook page. Even if you don't like Facebook, it's not about that. It's about Facebook that shows credibility, and you can actually ask your customers to review your services on your Facebook, which again wants credibility. LinkedIn profile, very important. No matter what business you do, people want to go see, are you a credible professional? Okay, number 3, LinkedIn page, also very important. People want to see what's happening professionally in your business. Number 4, Instagram is also a good idea if that's your target market. You get Twitter, something like TikTok. You gotta ultimately ask yourself, where's my target market's attention at? Get your brand on there, and that's how you build an online presence. And then lastly, branding essentials. Simple stuff like a business card, a brochure, a flyer, a letterhead. When you send out a proposal, make sure you do it on your letterhead, and an email signature, just to push in that professionalism in your branding.
Awesome. Some practical steps that can be definitely implemented immediately. So that's great. Thank you, Brend. So, if you really want to build a company brand that's going to stand out above your competitors, make sure you follow these steps that Brend has mentioned. And don't forget, the Startup Workshop provides practical examples of how you can build your company's brand. Join us for our next session on how to build a business website. If you want to learn more practical tips and tools on how to build a company brand, then once again, sign up for our free Startup Workshop. If you already have a trading business and need further funding support to grow, our accredited business coaches are ready to assist you. See you guys in the next video.